Hello friends, welcome to the third session in the deep learning playlist where we will understand much more deeper on CNN. In the previous session, I gave you clear inputs about what is CNN, how exactly it is structured, and fundamental details are all presented in the previous session. And this session, we are going to go more technically where we will understand three very important parameters which decide size of the image. The first one is depth, second one is stride, and the third one is zero padding. The zero padding is a very important concept that we need to understand first, followed by which I will explain you what exactly is the depth and stride. Remember, zero padding is a very important interview question that will be asked whenever you talk about image pattern recognition, image pattern identification with CNN, because this is a very important and a very easy to understand feature. Now, let's trace back whatever we have learned in the previous session. I took an input image 5 cross 5 which was convoluted or convolved with a filter. The filter that I took in hand was 1 0 minus 1, 1 0 minus 1, 1 0 minus 1. And finally, after the convolution operation, we got a final output which was 3 cross 3. I'll go to that again so that you can have a clear picture of how did we derive it. This is the way we convolved the filter with the input value step by step, and you can see that, and end of the day we arrived at one final value called 3 by 3 matrix, which is what we are referring right now. You can see that. Now the question is very simple. The input image gets convolved with the filter and we get the output. This is understood. Second point, the input is nothing but a matrix which was 5 cross 5 and it got convolved with 3 cross 3 filter. And please understand one very important point. The dimension of the input image gets shrinked. The dimension of the input image which was 5 cross 5 earlier has become 3 cross 3 now. Why is it? This is a shrink, right? There is a definite shrinking which is happening, and 3 cross 3 filter can only fit in 3 cross 3 positions of the input image, all because of edges. What do you mean by that? We need to understand this point. Why the 5 cross 5 becomes 3 cross 3? What is the influence and how does it work has to be clearly understood. I have made a simple diagrammatic representation here using the matrices, and we will understand it clearly. First, we have taken this. I am going to take this part of it where the filter was placed here in the first three places. You can see that the filter was placed here. Then it is moved slightly and I get it here. Then I move it further and I get it here. And after this, can I move? No, I cannot move because this is the edge of the image. Understand? Because of these edges, we cannot move further. Now let me come down. I have started here 3 cross 3. I have started here, moved here, strided here, actually it is sliding, and then I have moved here. Here also there is edge, it has edge, and further we cannot move anything there, it is all stopped there. Now I move further lower. So I take the last three, slide it further, and you can see that it has come further, it has come nowhere to a place where we cannot move it further. I mean, there are edges there, so you cannot move it further. Now because of these edges, you can see that because of these edges, we cannot move it further, and so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is eventually a 3 cross 3 matrix. This is the reason we get the 5 cross 5 getting convolved as 3 cross 3. Now understand this. What is the problem? Do we have any problem with this? We know that it is going to be reduced in size. Is there a problem? Yes. When there is no important information available on the edges, on the corner of the images, there is no problem. If there is important information which is available, and in case you keep convolving it further and further and further, the important information could be lost. And understand, no data or information from the input image will be lost if the same is only in the center. I repeat it, if the information that you are searching for, the pattern that you are searching for is in the center of the matrix, I do not have a problem in cutting the edges or shrinking the matrix which can cut the edges. Now let me go back to this picture. I am focusing only on the center. In that case, I have no problem. But if there is some important information which is also available here, one stage it will get curtailed and we will start shrinking the information and we will start losing the value of the image. When there are many filters, it becomes further a problem. I had only one filter which was 3 cross 3, which made the 5 cross 5 to 3 cross 3. Assume I have another 3 filters available with me. So what will happen further? So many filters are available. In that case, many hidden layers are available. In that case, further shrinking rate would be there. So we could lose the information which are very important. So we need to avoid it. What I mean to say is the dimension should not be lost at any cost, and for that we need to go with some method, and that method is called zero padding. Before we go mathematically and to understand how do we zero pad and all, we can calculate what would be the dimension of the input image when we convolve it with some filter. There is a formula for it: n minus f plus 1 cross n minus f plus 1. What is n? N is nothing but input size, f is nothing but filter size. So in our case we have 5 cross 5 and 3 cross 3. So 5 minus 3 plus 1 cross 5 minus 3 plus 1, which is eventually 3 cross 3. That's what we got as a result, and you can see it here. This is the 3 cross 3. And when I have a 5 cross 5, when I have filter for 3 cross 3, the output will be 3 cross 3, and it is calculated through this simple formula that I have presented here. Remember it, this formula is very important. N minus f plus 1, n minus f plus 1. The n is nothing but the input size, f is nothing but the filter size. Now, I have another question. I have a 20 cross 20 matrix available, which is nothing but the input. It is further shrinked and shrinked and shrinked. Maximum it will become 15 cross 15 after convolution with multiple filters. There it is not a problem. But what I have taken as an example is a 5 cross 5. If I convolve it 5 times, what will be the output? It will be much more shrinked. It will be much more actually meaningless. When you keep going further and further and further, where you have lost most of the important information, and if you say that I have convolved it, it is useless. So more the filters, the deeper and deeper is the process, and output is smaller and smaller. Hence, we end up in meaningless results when we have a smaller input size. If it is a larger input size of 25 cross 25, 30 cross 30, there it might not be a huge problem. Even in that case, if the information is embedded in the matrix in the edges, we may lose it. But when you come to the smaller images, when you come to the smaller input matrices, it is going to be a definite problem. So what is zero padding? Zero padding is nothing but padding zeros with the borders. You can see that in front of you. This was the real matrix that I have taken, the real input matrix that I have taken. I padded with zeros in all the borders. All the 4 corners I have started adding zeros, and this is called zero padding. So how does it work, sir? Very simple. Before we go into how does it work, we will understand how much will be the output dimension. What will be the output dimension? I have given you the formula, right? N minus f plus 1 cross n minus f plus 1. What is n? The n is nothing but 7. What is f? F is nothing but 3. I use the same filter. So 7 minus 3 plus 1 cross 7 minus 3 plus 1. So 7 minus 3 is 4 plus 1, 4 plus 1. So the output should be 5 cross 5, and the input was 5 cross 5. So I was able to maintain the dimensions properly when I went with the zero padding. That's the core concept. I did a zero padding and I made sure that the dimensions are not tampered. Now how does it work? Very simple. I padded 0 in all the corners, all the borders, and it will start with here. I made it very simple. So this is actually complex in many of the books. So if you cannot understand all those, you can refer this video and then go back to the books to go deeper. Now see that I have taken the first 3 cross 3. I slided it over. Second 3 cross 3, third, fourth and fifth. So this is an edge, so it cannot go further. So the first point is confirmed. Now come to the second set. So I have started here, slided it here, 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 and finally I have completed this for all the 5. So what will be the output here? I can move it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the output is 5 cross 5. Very simple. I have already mathematically calculated this also, and I have proven it. Now what do we get? We got the same dimension input retained in the output through the zero padding. That's the most important point that we need to understand. Sir, you had only one border, I mean one layer of zeros over there in the input image. How many layers can we have? Can we have 2 layers of 0 over there? 3 layers of 0? Yes, you can try that also, and it is also tested with multiple examples in the past, and it will also work. When you want better results, when you want to go ahead with trial and error methods, you can add zero padding further also. Now, what do we need to know? We need to understand 2 more important terms when it comes to this session. The first one is depth, the second one is stride. Let's go with depth first. What is depth? Depth is nothing but it is fundamentally based on the number of filters used. When I have 3 filters, depth of the feature map will be 3. If I have 4 filters used, the depth of the feature map is 4. That's it. Stride. What is stride? We move the matrix in the image. We slide over. I called it sliding, right? Now I have first gone through this region. I have convolved here. Now I move it with 1 pixel. I moved 1 pixel away. So this is called striding as 1. Now I convolve it in the first 3, but I move it to the, I leave first 2, I go to the next 3. So when I move 2 pixels away, so I got it, I called it as stride equal to 2. This is the way we need to call it, and this is a very simple thing. So stride equal to 1 will move 1 pixel away, stride equal to 2 will move 2 pixels away, and that's it. This session was very interesting. I hope you try it out in your paper also mathematically if you want to understand things better. In the next session, we will go much more deeper with more information, and I am planning to teach this CNN as a coding part as well. I'm going to type code as well for this with Keras, so we will understand that also in near future. Thank you very much for the support you guys are giving me. If you have any suggestions, comments, please go ahead and type it in the comment section. I'll be happy to see it.